Well, hello everyone. Welcome to the Let's Get Loud podcast. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on you're listening to this. I'm actually recording this morning. I'm recording the day that this is coming out. I love keeping things fresh for you guys. So happy Friday. How is everyone doing? I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. I always love to give you guys a little life update here. Things have been really good this week, actually. I had a moment where I said to Neil, I'm like, I don't know what to do with myself because I feel like I'm actually not stressed. Now, there are some massive life things that I've been procrastinating that really I need to take care of, like next week, like my taxes. Real honest moment, you guys. I should show you my drawer. Look at this. This is my 2024 taxes. If you were watching this on YouTube, you were cringing right now. This is how organized I am. I really do have my life together, but here's the interesting fact about me, fun fact about me. I have one of my most intense desires is to be efficient. And I've realized there's some like consequences to this for me. And one of them is that if I feel like I can do it later, I'll do it later so that I can do more now, which doesn't always serve me. For an example, when I'm making food during the day, I leave such a mess because I'm like, oh, food's done. I can eat. Next task. Really, I should clean up the mess, but I don't. I wait and I do it all together. Same as my taxes. I was like, really, I could take 3 minutes every day to be recording my taxes. So this is not extremely painful. But I didn't do that. I didn't do that. So it's like I'm living in the moment because it's like but I don't need to do my taxes until later. So anyway, long story short, this is me. It's like when I'm ready to actually do something, I say it out loud. So this is me saying to you that next week I will be, and this is the thing is I need to close everything down in order to do this. Like I need to like not go on social, not answer my emails, not do a live, not do anything, but sit and do my taxes for a whole day. You know what? As I'm saying that, I need to find a way. This is what I do when I'm doing things that aren't my favorite is I find a way to make it more enjoyable. So maybe I can watch trash TV at the same time. I mean, that seems reasonable. That seems reasonable. Okay, great talk, everyone. I'm going to watch some trashy reality TV and get my taxes done. Thank you so much for that pep talk. And then we're rolling right into Easter weekend. Next weekend's actually going to be pretty busy, I think, or next week, anyways. I have a lot of appointments. The kids are off school Monday and Friday. And apparently I'm doing my taxes, but it'll feel so good going into Easter weekend, having my taxes done, right? And we're going to go to my mom's for Easter. We always go to Fredericton for Easter, which I really enjoy. And my family being the family that we are, we're going to be doing a pub crawl. Anyways, I'll talk more about Easter next weekend when it's like actually Easter. So that's where I'm at. I've had a really great week, just kind of putting my head down, doing my thing, getting stuff done and working on me at the same time. I'm really enjoying weight training. I've been including a little bit more weight training into my routine and running. Yes, everyone, you heard it here first. So I don't know why this happened, but so Peloton is the app that I'm using right now for weights, which I highly recommend. It's $16.99 a month. And there's a bajillion workouts that you could use, that you could do. And so I found, I was just kind of playing around with it, did a beginner one. I'm still on beginner. Maybe this is intermediate. I don't know. But it's a 5-day split. Haven't worked myself up to doing 5 days a week. To be honest, I don't know if that's reasonable for me. So I might look for a 4-day split. That's a good conversation. But I'm enjoying 20, 30 minutes of weights, no big deal. But while I was playing around on the Peloton app, I noticed that they have running things. And I was like, oh, interesting. Like, I think I would like that. So I've done a few, 2 or 3 now, and I really love them because the instructor is telling you exactly what to do. She's giving you a little pep talk. I've only done 20 minutes, so it's not long. And I gets a good sweat on, gets my heart rate up, really enjoying it. So stay tuned for that. Hopefully my foot holds up. I actually have an x-ray next week on my foot. So we'll see. Drama, eh? The drama of getting older. Anywho, Who? Milo also got fixed yesterday. He got neutered. Seems to be going so well. He's acting like completely normal. He's like jumping on things, which I know he's not supposed to be, but how do I get my cat to not jump on things? I removed my table from my home. Like, anyway, so that's that. That's what's going on in my world. But that is not what I came to talk to you guys about, but I know you love a little update. I want to talk today about a CEO mindset. So this is something that I've been saying a lot. I'm finding myself saying a lot, and I'm like, I need to like really collect my thoughts on this one and come have a conversation with them. So I have people ask me often, whether it's business, whether it's my own weight loss journey, like, how do you do it? Like, how is it done? Give me advice. And I almost struggle to give advice because, and I'll tell you why. I'm always happy to share my systems and my routines and what I'm doing, what I've learned, but there's no magic. And I guess why I struggle when people ask me for advice or how did you do that is they're like, what's your magic? What's your secret? But there is no magic. But what I really want to go back to is that there's no magic to success, but there's a success mindset. And I truly believe that people that run their life with a CEO mindset are people that are successful. So this is weight loss, business, finances, relationships, whatever it is, whatever goal you guys are looking to achieve. I am in a position with my jobs that I mentor women in business, and I also mentor women with their own personal weight loss journeys. I kid you not, the advice is the same. I kid you not, the women that are successful in their weight loss journey, I also see that same traits in the women that are successful in their business. And so it was like an aha moment for me where I was like, I obviously always knew it was mindset when it comes to weight loss, but it's like, it's also mindset with business. Interesting. It's almost like success is on your mindset. And then I started to just kind of talk about what a CEO mindset is and what does it look like to be a CEO. So first of all, being a CEO is a big job. That is no joke, right? And at the end of the day, the buck stops at you. You're responsible. So if you are the CEO of a company and that company goes under, you're in charge. You're at fault. Now, when we look to assign blame for something, I also don't like that. That makes me feel really uncomfortable. There's no one. Neil, okay, so Neil's British, if you guys didn't know that. And he, for some reason, still loves his football. And when I say football, I mean soccer. The local soccer team, who he has been following for literally years. And he listens to their games now. He obviously can't go to their games, but he listens to the games. And often I'll hear him say, like, oh, manager got fired. And I'm like, how is it his fault? Like, it's not his fault. And Neil's like, no, like, it's like they blame the manager. But I'm like, but it's so complicated. Like, first of all, it's a game. Sometimes people lose, even though their skills are better. And like, what if that player was sick and he only has a certain budget? And I'm like, can we really blame the manager? And so it's not about blame, but what it is about is the CEO, the manager, the boss, making the most of the resources that are available to them? And so instead of saying it's your fault or this is to blame or it's because, I think a better question is, are you making the most of it? And here's the thing, you guys are the CEO of your own life, okay? And it's a big job, but the buck stops with you. And you will start to live a fuller life than you even imagined when you stop playing the blame game, when you stop making excuses. When I hear people saying, it's hard for me because I did this because, it upsets me. And not because I care if you're making excuses. It's because I know that the fact that you think that's what's holding you back is what's actually holding you back, not the thing, but your thoughts around the thing. Wow. This is a Jose podcast. We are going deep, but this is serious, okay? What it is your job to do is for you to look at your resources, for you to look at your situation and literally ask yourself, how can I make the most of this situation? Another CEO might look to another CEO for inspiration, for ideas. That's productive. What's not productive is you looking at the resources that that CEO says has and thinking the reason why they're successful is because of their resources. It's not. It's how they're using them. It's their mindset. It's their leadership. Okay. So here's what I'm hoping is coming across here. Number one, you're the boss. Number two, no one is coming to save you. Number three, you want to achieve shit in this life? No more excuses. Now, it doesn't mean you have to be like, discipline, motivation, get up at 4 a.m., go to the gym. Like, we're mixing up no excuses and always making the right choice. So here's the thing. Let's talk weight loss. Okay. And I'm saying no more excuses, guys. I'm not saying do this, do this, do this, do this. I'm saying if you choose this, own it. So if you say, do you know what? I did not move my body this week. I chose to not prioritize it. Instead of so busy at work, so tired, I just couldn't. Do you see the difference? The difference isn't in your actions. I'm not asking you to act differently. I'm asking you to think differently. I'm asking you to speak differently. And so when you stop making excuses, you own your choices. I didn't prioritize that. You also own the good stuff. You know, I had this moment with Phoebe where she was really downplaying a accomplishment. And do you know what? If I am really honest with myself, that's me. I feel a little uncomfortable celebrating myself sometimes. And, you know, so I've had some incredible recognition moments in my life, especially since I started Beauty Counter. And someone will say, oh my gosh, congratulations. And I'll just kind of like brush it under. It's like, thank you. It's like, don't want to dwell on it. Don't want to talk about it. On to the next thing. But I could probably own it. I own all my other things. I tend to lean more on owning my negative things. Like I'll often say that was my fault. But maybe I'm not as good as owning the amazing things I accomplish. I do get upset when people say I'm lucky. I'm like, no luck here, buddy, just hard work. But anyways, I'm just like having that moment with you guys. But listening to Phoebe speak, and this is a big thing, and this is a big thing in the world right now, and women owning their accomplishment. Taylor Swift is such an advocate for that. She's like, yeah, I'm badass, and I'm not going to apologize for it, and I'm not going to downgrade it. I'm going to scream it from the rooftops. And so part of a CEO mentality is not only owning when you make a choice that maybe isn't the right choice, okay, but owning the success as well. So we're just owning it. When you start to get in the habit of taking ownership over your actions, you are starting this cycle of sending yourself the message, you're in charge. You're the boss. I have conversation with so many women on a regular daily basis that I don't think they think they're in charge. It's like they don't realize that their entire life is created of micro and macro choices and decisions that have built this life that they have chosen. Okay. And so more than anything in the world, I want more women to start owning their choices and to use the language around what they're choosing without drama, without morality, without judgment, but we are owning our shit. Okay. I want to talk about a few other things that CEOs do and how that could connect with our weight loss journey. So CEOs streamline processes. So if a CEO came into a company and it was like a little disorganized, okay, scrambling, one of the things a good CEO would do is they'd be like, okay, let's systemize this. Let's create routines. Let's find a way that we can duplicate our efforts. And so if you are finding yourself scrambling in your life, as the CEO of your own life, you need to create some systems. Do you need a calendar? Do you need help? What do you need? Figure it out. Because you're the boss. Because you're the CEO. Because no one's coming to save you. Next, CEOs delegate. The CEO of a big company cannot do it all. They cannot do every little last thing. And so they look for people to delegate jobs to. And you, as the CEO of your life, there are things that you are going to need to delegate to others. And you might need to accept that they won't be done the same. Like when Neil gets delegated dinner, I accept that the kids just aren't going to eat vegetables. I will never forget, you guys. It's one of the first times I went away, and I have so much guilt when I go away. And I made them dinners. Okay. And I made them like 5 dinners, and I put vegetables with each dinner to the extent where I like cut the broccoli and I like packed everything in the fridge. Like, so it was like, oh, this is the honey garlic chicken meal. And it was like, here's the broccoli, here's the noodles, here's the chicken. Like it was like right there. Okay. So accessible. Neil didn't cook the chicken. I came home, and the first night, like I was like, okay, well, the first night I'll just cut it, put it in a pot. So it's like the pot of cut broccoli was in the fridge with water. And all you had to do was take out the pot and put it on the hob. What do you think was in the fridge when I got home? All the vegetables. And Neil's like, oh, didn't see the vegetables. I'm like, that sounds like a bold-faced lie. Anyways, all this to tell you is that if you do delegate, sometimes you need to accept that it will be done differently than if you did it. But we need to relinquish control sometimes. All right. A CEO creates a positive work environment. So I'm talking, I want you guys to think, you're the CEO. Your life is your organization. Are you creating a positive environment? Put it out there. Okay. A good CEO is a rational thinker. They have a high level of emotional intelligence. So they think rationally about situations, not emotionally. Oh my gosh, I didn't lose weight this week and I tried so hard. Emotions. And then when we have those emotions, we tend to numb our emotions with food. And so if you can start thinking a little bit more rationally, you are going to get further with your goals. CEOs are also curious. I wonder what. Staying curious is one of the most powerful ways that you can grow as a CEO of your own life, and keep your brain open to what's possible, because this is a lifelong journey, and what you're going to do today for success is probably going to be different to what you're going to do tomorrow. And if you stay open and stay curious and are looking around for inspiration, you're going to find your way. You're going to be able to adjust. All right. I want to wrap this up. And I just want for each and every one of you to feel like the boss of your life, to feel like you're in control, to feel like you got this. And if you don't feel that way, why? Start working on it. Stop waiting. No one is coming to save you. No one. You are in charge of this. I will never forget the moment that I joined Your Way Weight Loss and my twins were 1 and Alfie was 3. I was working full-time outside of the home as a teacher. Neil was working a different job. He worked crazy long hours. He would leave at 7 a.m. and get home at 6 p.m. I was exhausted and my plate was full, literally and figuratively. And I had a moment where I realized there will not be a good time for me to start a weight loss journey for about 10 years. And I don't want to wait anymore. And so I was like, I'm gonna just start with the resources that I have available, with small kids, with not a lot of time, with not a lot of extra mental energy. I'm going to start because there will never be the absolute perfect time. All right, everyone. As always, I hope you guys took inspiration from this. My DMs are always open. Send me a message. I love, 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 love hearing from you guys. And I hope you have an amazing weekend and an amazing week. And we will talk soon.